Hey guys, it's Mana here. So over the summer I had a free trial to Ancestry.com and I found out a lot of interesting stuff about my family. One thing being, Rowena has always been one of my favorite names, and I found out that one of my fourth great grandmothers on my dad's side of the family was named Rowena. It was interesting to find out that someone in my family was named Rowena, and that's one of my favorite names. I don't know why, it just is. Another thing that I found out was my fourth great grandmother, all the way up the maiden side of my mom's family, her name was Kunigunda, and she was from Switzerland. My sister and I sat down and we were talking about our ancestry and everything while I was showing it to her. And I told her that I wanted to do one of the Ancestry DNA kits. Preferably, as much as I loved Ancestry for giving me all kinds of information about my family, I didn't want to do one from them because it was strictly, here's your cultural background, basically, which is fine, but I wanted to know more than that. And I was telling her about 23andMe, about how they had a kit that allowed you to see your genetic cultural background as well as potential health risks and stuff like that, your genetic markers. And my amazing sister on Black Friday found a great deal on this kit and snatched it up for me. So this is what I have today. I'm super excited because I wanted to do this for a while. And you guys may have noticed it hiding in the background on top of Freddy here. But I was putting it off because I kept meaning to sit down and record this video, but you're not allowed to eat within half an hour of doing this. And I kept putting food in my mouth. I'd be like, okay, in half an hour I'll sit down to record. Walks past Goldfish, dang it! I'm just like, I need to stop eating all the time. I love food. So this is gonna be fun. I'm really excited for this. I'm so excited, guys! So my sister is amazing at tracking down great deals. You ever need a good deal on something, chances are my sister can find it. It's ridiculous. She is crazy good at it. So I've already registered this. The day it came in the mail, I registered it and had it ready to go. Just now getting ready to sit down and record it and all of that. So let me make sure I got everything here. Fill to fill line, close funnel lid, screw on cap, seal in bag, ship in box. I can do that. So I was all worried about how much it was going to take to get to this fill line, because I thought it was going to be this whole section up to here. Yeah, no, that's all hollow. So I think I reached the fill line sooner than I anticipated. So we're just gonna, so we reached the fill line. We're gonna close this up. Yeah. So that releases liquid into here. I don't know what that liquid is or what it do. And then it says to unscrew this, because it doesn't want us to send this part. Oh, wait. Aha, that's what I need. I can read. I swear to drunk. So, we're gonna take this off carefully without spilling any of the juices, because I know it's my own spit, but I don't want it back. Okay, so. And then I can just ship it off. I need to be in frame. So, my tube of saliva is done. Just gonna put this in the bag and send it off. Back in a bit. Alright, and now I've got my results back. I am super excited about this. I can't wait to share it with you. Already I see some stuff that's piqued my interest, but we're gonna start with Ancestry because I want to know what I am. Because I've been told that I'm German, Irish, and Native American. So let's view my ancestry composition. Omega Logan, 100%. Thank you. Hi, come here, Ame, since you want to be a part of this. There you go. Okay, so I'm 99.9% European. 44.1% French and German. That's kind of crazy. French and German people descend from ancient Celtic and Germanic populations and inhabit an area extending from the Netherlands to Austria. We predict you had ancestors in Germany within the last 200 years. That is correct. I do have ancestors that immigrated to the Americas from Germany. Ow! Ame's beating me up with his tail. Thank you. You don't care about this as much as I do. You're like, do mine. Do my DNA. I would love to know what kind of kitty you are. You're my favorite kind of kitty. You're a rescue. Okay, back to this. Oh, there was a report under that. What's this report? I want to see it. Your DNA suggests that Ow, Ame. That's my mouse. Your DNA suggests that 44.1% of your ancestry is French and German. Apparently, this list shows regions where we found evidence of your recent ancestry. Darker shading in the map means you share DNA with more individuals who have recent ancestry from that region. Don't see what you expect. These results reflect ancestries of individuals currently in our reference database, and your results may change over time. That's cool. We did not detect a match for Austria, Belgium, France, Luxembourg, Netherlands, or Switzerland. Weird, because I have an ancestor from Switzerland. But what is this? What region is this? Yeah, I can't pronounce that. Okay, so we're gonna back it up. And then we're gonna look at this. So, 32.5% British and Irish. Descended from Celtic, Saxon, and Viking ancestors, the people of Great Britain and Ireland have left their genetic fingerprints around the world. We predict that you had ancestors in the United Kingdom and Ireland within the last 200 years. That, I think, is correct. 32.5%. So, United Kingdom is comprised of 165 regions. Here are the top 10 regions where we found evidence of your ancestry. Greater London, Glasgow City, Merseyside, I'm sorry if I'm butchering these, I'm terrible. West Midlands, County Durham, Nottinghamshire. Interesting. South Lanarkshire. Sorry, the font's really small too on my screen. Lancashire, Moray, and Edinburgh. Edinburgh, where have I heard that before? Wasn't that the city they were in Amnesia? Yeah, that's where I've heard that before, I think. Ireland is comprised of 26 regions. We found evidence of your ancestry in one of them. County Mayo. There's jokes in there. Okay, so Iberian. Iberian ancestry was influenced by several Mediterranean civilizations. Today, this ancestry is common in people of Latin American descent. That's interesting. So, the genetic landscape of Iberian Peninsula. The Iberian Peninsula. I missed words, sorry. Represented today by the people of Spain and Portugal, was influenced by several Mediterranean civilizations, including 800 years of Arabic North African rule. Now a small North African genetic signature is present in Iberian DNA, and over 8% of Spanish words carry Arabic origins. Conquistadors from Portugal and Spain colonized parts of Africa, Oceania, and the Americas, and DNA signatures of Iberian ancestry are now relatively common in people of Latin American descent. I mean, 0.4%, so I don't carry a whole lot of it, but that's still pretty cool. Interesting. Yeah, I am curious about the Iberian history, art, and traditions, so I will come back and look at that. I'm curious about every culture, honestly. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm curious about it. Thank you, Ame. Broadly Northeastern European.
Northwestern, I can read. Northwestern Europeans are represented by people from as far west as Ireland and as far north as Norway, as far east as Finland, and as far south as France. These countries rim the North and Baltic Seas and have been connected throughout much of history by those waters. Broadly, Northwestern European DNA matches several specific populations and cannot be assigned to just one. This shared heritage may be the result of extensive migration, possibly including the Germanic invasions of the early Middle Ages. Well, that's interesting. Broadly, Southern European. Southern Europe, including the Iberian, Italian, Balkan peninsulas, as well as the island of Malta, is a region defined in great part by the Mediterranean Sea. The Mediterranean has provided transportation routes, keeping these regions connected culturally and genetically. Broadly, Southern European DNA matches several specific populations and is difficult to assign to just one. But I'm 2%, so 2% milk. That's where my brain went. And then I'm 3.3% broadly European. Much of Europe was buried under miles of ice 10,000 years ago. As the glaciers receded over the millennia, Neolithic farmers from Western Asia joined the Paleolithic hunter-gatherers to settle in Europe. Some European DNA is difficult to assign confidently to one population and receives a broadly designation. Fair enough. So I'm a whole lot of European. Makes sense. But there's no Native American in here. Or at least it's not showing. Germany is a possible match, which is kind of crazy because my mom's side of the family legit is from Germany. Like, and I guess we have relatives in Germany that I've never met. But the British and Irish makes me laugh because Ireland, my dad's always said we're Irish, so. Iberian, that's interesting to me. But Portugal and Spain were not detected. But I don't know. To my knowledge, I don't have any relatives there. Ashkenazi Jewish? I'm not Jewish. I'm not Balkan. Eastern European, I am none of those. Interesting. Not Finnish, not Italian, not Sardinian. Well, oh good. I'm not a sardine. I'm not a fish. Good to know. Scandinavian, I am none of those. Although I do know someone from Denmark. Ironically, her name is also Amanda. Got plenty of Northwestern, Southern European, and broadly. East Asian and Native American. Let's see. Nothing. I have nothing from these. I mean, I didn't expect to have anything from Filipino, Indonesian, Japanese, Korean. I didn't expect to have any of those. But Native American, to not have any of these is surprising to me. Because I was always told that I'm Native American. And my sister looks Native American, whereas I look European. But my sister, my dad, they both look very Native American. So that's a surprise that I'm not Native American at all. No Malaysian, no South Asian, no Sub-Saharan Africa, no Western Asian or North African, and then unassigned. What's unassigned? Okay. There's nothing there. So, yeah, that's crazy that I'm not any kind of Native American. My whole life I was told I was Native American. So, discover what your DNA can say about your health. So this is interesting because it tells me what I have an increased risk of because of my genetics, and stuff, if I'm like possible carrier for different things, which is interesting. Right off the bat, it says that I have a slightly increased risk of age-related macular degeneration. And that does not surprise me because I wear glasses. I'm not surprised that it's like, hey, your eyes suck, or they might suck. antitrypsin deficiency. Variant detected, not likely at risk. I don't even know what that is. And celiac disease, which is where you're allergic to gluten. I'm slightly increased risk, but God, I hope I'm not allergic to gluten because I eat a lot of like breads and pastas, and that is like 90% of my diet. I love food, especially grains, and yeah, I'd be kind of screwed if I couldn't have gluten. I'd be in trouble. Genetic health risk. So I'm going to click this one first because I'm curious. So slightly increased risk. I'm not too worried about this one. You have both of the genetic variants we tested, so slightly increased risk. That's fine. Not worried about that. If I go blind, I go blind. There's no stopping it, so no sense of being upset about it. What is this? I want to know. The AAT deficiency is a genetic condition that can lead to lung and liver disease. It is caused by decreased levels of the alpha-1 antitrypsin protein. This test includes the 2 most common variants linked to this deficiency. You are not likely at risk. Okay, so it said lung and liver disease, so I'm okay. 1 variant detected. Okay. Celiac disease, slightly increased risk. You have 1 of 2 genetic variants. Celiac disease is the autoimmune condition in which the consumption of gluten found in wheat, barley, and rye can result in damage to the small intestines. Celiac disease can lead to both digestive and non-digestive problems. This test includes 2 common variants associated with the increased risk of developing this condition. I have 1 of them. Whoop-de-doo, Basil. And then looks like they didn't find specific genetic variants, and the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes are associated with an increased risk of developing certain cancers, including breast cancer in women and men, and ovarian cancer. These variants may also be associated with the increased risk of prostate cancer and certain other cancers. This test includes 3 genetic variants of the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes that are most common in people. Oh, well, I'm not Jewish, so this is saying that I'm not likely to get it, but it's not saying that I won't get it. Like, you can still, even if you don't have these variants, you can still develop those cancers, to my understanding. Wellness. Find out how your DNA may affect your body's response to diet, exercise, and sleep, please. Okay, so alcohol flush reaction. Unlikely to flush. Genetic factors help explain why some people flush red in the face after drinking a small amount of alcohol, or 1 drink or less. People who experience flushing may also experience unpleasant symptoms like headaches, nausea, and sleepiness. Based on your genetic results, you are unlikely to flush after drinking alcohol. My cheeks are, like, always flushed. I don't, like... My hands are freezing, but my cheeks are nice and warm. Because there's so much blood in my cheeks, but none in my hands. Figure that one out. People with your genetic result can typically process alcohol normally. As a result, they don't tend to flush bright red in the face or experience unpleasant symptoms like headaches and nausea after having just 1 drink. That's funny. Caffeine consumption. You, sir, are wrong. Although I do only drink maybe 1 cup of coffee a day, depending on the day. And then I have like a Coke later on in the afternoon. So I guess that's not too far off. I guess it's accurate. I don't know. What do you think, Ame? You don't care. You're curling up on your bed to take a nap. 23andMe research participants with your genetic result who consume caffeine regularly tend to drink the equivalent of about 1/8 of a cup of coffee, less than average per day. Of course, not everyone chooses to consume caffeine, but for those who do, their genetics may play a role in the amount they consume. Interesting. Deep sleep, less likely to be a deep sleeper. Depends on the night. So, based on your genetics, you are not likely to be an especially deep sleeper. As a kid, I slept through everything. Like, my mom had a smoke detector in my room, and it went off one night, and she came in and silenced it, and I slept through the whole thing. And it was over my door, and my bed was like up to this, like, it wasn't far from my bed, so how I slept through that is a miracle. But now somebody sneezes 3 doors down, and I wake up. It's ridiculous. Several studies have linked a genetic variant in the ADA gene to differences in a certain type of brain activity that characterizes deep sleep, called delta waves. People with your genetic results have delta waves that are about as strong as average, and also tend to feel less sleepy than deep sleepers after a night of missed sleep. This is true, because New Year's Eve I slept a whole whopping 4 hours, and I went into work, and people were glaring at me because they're like, you're too peppy. Stop it. Genetic weight. Predisposed to weight about average. I mean, I'm about an average weight. Oh, yeah. That's actually what I weigh. Thank you. That's pretty spot on there. Yeah. How do we calculate your result? We determine your result by looking at DNA variants associated with height based on research. Some variants have a stronger effect on weight than others, which our analysis took into account. Because of this, your proportion of higher to lower weight variants may not exactly align with your overall predisposition. Keep in mind, other variants may also affect your weight. Variants associated with lower weight, 389. Variants associated with higher weight, 349. Interesting. Your reported weight is higher than your genetic result. Oh, well, when I did that, yeah, I was at 140, but now I'm at 135. Yeah, cool. So, perfect. It's right where I'm supposed to be. Fantastic. Good to know. Lactose intolerant. Likely intolerant. Based on your genetics, you are likely to be lactose intolerant. However, not everyone with your result experiences symptoms of lactose intolerance. There are many genetic and environmental factors that we don't test for that can allow people to digest dairy products. I don't have it. Like, if it's cheese, I'm okay. If it's ice cream, it's iffy. Depends on how much I eat. If it's milk mixed in with something, I'm usually okay. But if I just go and drink a glass of milk, oh no. Oh no. Genetics and lactose intolerancy. Approximate lactose content per serving. Yeah. So, 1 cup of milk is 15 grams of lactose. So that explains why I react to that so much. Yogurt, I don't usually eat more than half a cup, so I'm usually okay. Butter, I'm good with. Cheesecake, I mean, depending on how much. Cheese, no wonder cheese doesn't affect me. Especially cheddar. Ice cream, 4 grams, half cup. I try to stay at like half cup. Like, I actually measure out my ice cream. Well, when I'm at home, I do. When I'm anywhere else, I don't, because people look at you like you're crazy. Whipped cream, cottage cheese. So that makes sense. Growing out of milk. Just about everyone is born with the ability to digest lactose, and this allows babies to live and grow by drinking their mother's milk. But as children grow older and begin to eat different foods, many of them lose that ability. People become lactose intolerant because their bodies stop producing lactase, the enzyme that digests lactose. The ability to continue producing lactase after childhood has evolved multiple times in different populations across the world, whenever a group of people dependent on milk and dairy products as important source of nutrition. So this is where it gets funny. In the United States, it is abnormal to be lactose intolerant, but in the rest of the world, it is common to be lactose intolerant, which is hilarious. So in the United States, I'm an anomaly, but the rest of the world, I'm normal, which is hilarious to me. Muscle composition, common in elite power athletes. What? Your genetic muscle composition is common in elite power athletes. What? Studies have found that almost all elite power athletes, including sprinters, throwers, and jumpers, have a specific genetic variant in a gene related to muscle composition. You have the same genetic variant as elite athletes. This means for you. For most people, lifestyle and training factors drive athletic performance. At the national and international levels of competition, the genetic variant in this report seems to make a difference in athletic success, but its role for non-elite athletes isn't completely understood. Huh. Saturated fat and weight, likely similar weight. What? Gimme. Your weight is likely to be similar on diets high or low in saturated fat with the same number of total calories. So even if I reduced the amount of fat I was eating, I wouldn't lose weight. Well, that's good to know. So changing my diet isn't going to help me lose weight. Oh well. Likely more than average movement. I was just thinking about this the other night because I stayed the night at my sister's, and like I woke up in the exact same position I fell asleep in. I'm like, man, that's new. I normally roll around in my sleep. Carrier statuses. There's 44 reports here. That's kind of scary. Oh, well, apparently I'm not a carrier for any of these. Okay, so cool. I'm not a carrier for anything. Awesome. Traits. Asparagus odor detection. Oh. Okay, so ability to match musical pitch. About 50-50 chance of being able to match. It depends on what I'm trying to match, because there is music where I try to match it and I get mad because I can't. Most common artist I have that issue with is Drakestopher. Can't match him. Pisses me off. After eating asparagus, some people notice an unfamiliar odor in their urine. Whether you can smell the asparagus aftermath is influenced by your DNA. So, my mom makes this, it's like an asparagus gravy with chunks of ham in it. And you put it on toast. And it's really, really good, and I love it, which is weird because I don't like asparagus any other time. This is the only time I like asparagus. But I always hate eating it because afterwards the smell. Bitter taste, likely can taste. This is an issue I have with wine. Because I did the wine subscription services where they do your taste profile and they match you to wine. But every single wine they send me is super bitter to me. So I can taste things that are bitter. I know that I can, because I taste it, and I end up, contacting the companies, being like, "Listen, these are all terrible. They're all super bitter. I did not like any of these." And thankfully, they're nice enough to refund my money every time, because it's ridiculous. Like, I love sweet wine, and it's really hard to find a good sweet wine. I mostly drink Arbor Mist because that's the only thing I found that tastes good, that doesn't taste bitter. Scientists believe that bitter taste scents develop to help animals detect toxins or poisons in food, but not everyone can taste the same things. Likely to be able to detect certain bitter tastes. Oh. Are those Brussels sprouts? That explains why I don't like Brussels sprouts. Sorry. Cheek dimples. Likely no dimples. I don't think I have any. So, cilantro taste aversion. Slightly higher odds of disliking cilantro. I don't dislike it. A little goes a long way. But sometimes it can be overkill. Cleft chin. Likely no cleft. I don't think so. Earlobe type. Likely detached. I mean, you tell me. I can't see my ears. I think, yeah, let me look at this. No one knows why humans have earlobes at all, but that hasn't stopped us from finding genetic variants linked to earlobe shape. So, oh yeah, mine's not. Yeah, mine's detached. Mine's definitely detached. Ow, Ame. Wet earwax. Yes it is. Yeah, it's gross. Likely blue or green eyes. Mine shift different shades of blue and green, but they're mostly blue. Some days they do look green though. Fear of heights. Less likely than average to be afraid of heights. I didn't know that was something linked to genetics. Likely ring finger longer. Longer than what? Oh, longer than my index? Is that what that is? Because they're kind of even. Well, this one's longer on this side, on my right hand. Yeah, likely to have longer ring fingers than index. So on my left hand, they are about equal. And on my right hand, my ring finger is longer. But I'm also right-handed, so. Hair photo bleaching. More likely to experience hair photo bleaching. Explain. Elaborate, please. Basking in the warmth of a sunny day is one way to lighten your mood and your hair. Photo bleaching is what happens when hair color lightens after long... Yep. In the summer, my natural hair color is more blonde than it is in the winter. My hair looks more brunette in the winter, and then in the summer, it's like dirty blonde, or dirty dishwater, as my mom likes to call it. So, that's not unusual. Likely straight or wavy. I wish my hair was straight. Red hair. Likely no red hair. I mean, this is not natural. Just putting that out there. It's not. Skin pigmentation. Likely lighter skin. You have no idea. Sweet versus salty. Likely prefer sweet. You have no idea. Toe length ratio. Oh God. Likely big toe longer. Yeah. My mom makes fun of my toes. Unibrow. Likely no unibrow. Yeah, no, don't have that. Wake up time. Likely to wake up around 8:57 a.m. I wake up anywhere between 7 and 9. Somewhere in there. So you're not wrong. Widow's Peak. Likely no Widow's Peak. No. Negative Ghost Rider. So this here is a map of my relatives who have taken or done DNA tests through 23andMe. It shows, there's one over here in Alaska, one, I can't even tell what this is supposed to be over here, and it shows a bunch, Ohio's gonna have a lot. I have one over here in the United Kingdom, apparently, and somebody over in Australia. So that's interesting. So this has been a pretty interesting experience, because now I know what I am. I'm still 100% completely shocked that there's no Native American. None. Because I was always told that I was part Native American. And my dad looks Native American. And I was told that we had a Native American ancestor. But I'm gonna cut it here, guys, because we've explored everything that I can explore with you. And I'm just... This is awesome. It's really cool. Can't get over the Native American thing, though. That's killing me, to know that I'm not Native American. So, I'm gonna go now. Remember to do something nice for a stranger today. You may just save a life. Bye!